From Colorado State University, this is the Emmy Award-winning Campus Television. Owned and operated by the Colorado State Student Body, Campus Television, covering the news, sports, arts, and entertainment of campus.
How's it going, Rams Nation? We've got a big night of CTV Sports ahead. I'm Lucas Williams.
Excited to be back and ready to break down all of the latest CSU sports action. I'm Gideon Aigner.
CSU women's basketball saw their streak come to an end falling to San Diego State and UNLV in a tough road stretch.
And on the men's side, the Rams are still searching for a breakthrough, dropping back-to-back matches in the Mountain West Conference.
Out on the track, CSU throwers were dealing at the Mines Winter Classic, turning in some impressive performances on the road.
Plus, a strong showing from the Rams at the three-day Air Force Diving Invitational as CSU continues to make waves in the pool.
All that and more right here on CTV Sports, which starts right now.
CSU women's basketball stumbled this past week with losses to two admittedly good programs. First, last Wednesday, the Rams faced the San Diego State Aztecs in a matinee matchup for Education Day. While the Poudre School District elementary and middle schoolers provided the anticipated levels of noise, the Rams could not overcome the Aztecs, who remain at the top of the Mountain West. CSU had problems straight out of the gate, scoring only 3 points in the opening frame of play, and despite holding the Aztecs to only 4 in the second, CSU wasn't able to overcome the deficit. Despite forcing 16 turnovers on the night and a three-point shooting percentage of 0 from the SDSU Aztecs, the Rams let up 11 offensive boards compared to only 4 of their own, and only went 2 for 13 from 3. The game against the University of Nevada at Las Vegas was similar, with the Rams keeping the match close throughout. The Rams were only down 40-38 at the end of the third quarter and were even tied in the fourth. But the Rebels would run for 11 straight points, started by senior guard Jasmine Lott, and never looked back. The Rams' only double-digit scorer for the night was Lexus Bargesser, who scored 26 points on 19 shots with 5 rebounds and a steal. But one player's good night does not a win make, as most of the rest of the team went 8 for 42 shooting, or 19% overall. The Rams will have a chance to get back on track this Saturday, February 7th, at Moby Arena at 2 p.m. during the Border War match against the University of Wyoming.
Moving over to men's basketball, the shooting woes continued for CSU last Saturday in Laramie, Wyoming. The Cowboys won the Border War 68-57. While Wyoming brought the energy to the contest, the Rams lacked the same level of hype. Partly responsible for the low morale was the three-point shooting struggles. Rams starting guards Brandon Rechsteiner and Josh Pasquarelli combined 0 for 9 from 3. Adding insult to injury, Wyoming's Caden Bennett logged a career night. The third-year guard produced 22 points, 10 rebounds, and a double-double on 6 of 8 from 3. He led the Cowboys to shoot 12 of 25 outside the arc, while the Rams only shot 4 of 23 from 3. Rams' Jevin Muniz led the team in scoring with 14, despite coming off the bench. But contrary to the three-point woes, CSU won the paint battle 36-14. What surprised head coach Ali Farokmanesh most from the box score is that winning the paint should mean winning the game against Wyoming. Here's what he said in the post-game press conference.
They flipped the script on us. They've usually been a better two-point team than three-point team all season, and we've been a better three-point team than two-point team, and we've won the paint 36-14. If you had told me we beat them in the paint 36-14 before the game started, I would probably be by 20.
CSU's last victory came January 20th against Air Force at home. The Rams are on a 3-game losing streak. With 10 games left in the regular season, CSU stands at a 3-8 record in the Mountain West and 10th overall. The Rams head home Saturday, 7 o'clock p.m. to take on San Jose State. The Mountain West men's basketball tournament begins March 11th.
CSU Track drove down to the Colorado School of Mines in Golden over the weekend to compete at the Mines Winter Classic. Due to the nature of the tournament, which mostly hosted Division II programs from the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, the Rams only sent the throwing side of the squad, but dominated the field regardless. The top thrower on the men's side of competition was Kyle Bigley, a senior out of Pueblo who took first place in the shot put with a distance of 18.18 meters, which beat the second place finisher by almost 2 meters. Bigley also set a new facility record and placed first in the weight throw with a distance of 20.67 meters, beating the previous best in Golden by half a meter. The women's throwing team responded in kind, taking up the majority of the podium for the throwing events. Kaisa Boreman continued her streak of conquest with a 21.7 meter performance in the weight throw. This helps the Loveland native beat the second place finisher, fellow Ram Claire Kovach, by almost 3 meters, which helped boost Boreman's ranking to 12th nationally and first in the Mountain West. Rams also took both first and second in the women's shot put, with Michaela Long hitting 16.14 meters and Erin Brown launching at 14.3. The Rams will next be competing in the second part of the Colorado Classic in Boulder on February 6th and 7th.
Over the weekend, Colorado State would compete in the Air Force Diving Invitational. It was a 3-day competition that would kick off on Thursday. CSU freshman diver Sydney Ovesen made a big splash on day one. After barely qualifying for finals on the 1 meter board, Ovesen delivered a huge turnaround. She improved her score by nearly 35 points to finish second overall with a 274.60. Moving on to Friday, Ovesen would maintain her momentum, scoring a personal best 282.50 on the board to secure an NCAA Zone qualifying score. Riley Lee just missed the finals by 2 places, coming in 14th. Maggie DeScipio finished 22nd, Jackie O in 23rd, and Juliana Dodd finished 26th in the 35 competitor field. The Air Force Diving Invitational would wrap up on Saturday with the high dive competition. CSU divers have spent limited time on the tower this season, with fewer than 10 total opportunities to practice or compete on the platform. Freshman Juliana Dodd would lead the scoring for the Rams, posting a 176.90. Riley Lee followed closely behind, putting up a 174.85, and senior Maggie DeScipio competed on the platform for the very first time this season, scoring a 166.45. Next up, all 5 CSU divers will compete at the Denver University First Chance meet later this week. That will serve as their final tune-up game before the Mountain West Championships in Houston that kick off February 18th. Don't go anywhere yet, Rams. After the break, we'll dive into some more CSU sports.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. Kevin, I need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back from the break, Ram fans, and welcome back to men's golf, who traveled down to Thousand Oaks, California for the Pepperdine Southwestern Intercollegiate from January 26th to 28th. The Rams placed 13th out of 13 squads at the meet, shooting splits of 294, 297, and 300 over the 3 rounds of competition, making them a plus 51 for the tournament. Senior Alessandro Trento was the Rams' saving grace in this meet, shooting only 1 over par for the first day and 2 over for the third, but 5 over on the second day sunk him to 30th overall in the individual rankings. Men's golf will next compete at the Prestige Tournament, hosted by the Stanford Cardinal, from February 16th to 18th. Women's golf, on the other hand, is in Boca Raton, Florida for their first meet of the spring season as we speak. The Rams are currently ranked 6th out of 16 teams at the Florida Atlantic Paradise Invitational at plus 14 for the tournament so far. Jacinda Lee leads the pack for the Rams, sitting at 1 under par through 2 rounds and is tied for 8th out of 90 as an individual. The Invitational will go through to tomorrow, February 5th, and we'll update you on the final results next week.
Last Friday, Colorado State's women's tennis took a trip to Spokane, Washington, where they would square off against Gonzaga and Eastern Washington. The Rams would drop the first game to Gonzaga 0-4, but would bounce back quickly, picking up a 4-2 W over Eastern Washington. The game versus Gonzaga was one to forget for CSU. The Zags would sweep CSU, not letting them pick up a single match win. Despite the tough game, Colorado State flexed their resilience when taking on Eastern Washington just 5 hours later. CSU's Sorcha Caves and Luana Avalar came up big, winning their doubles match 6-7. That helped CSU claim the doubles point. A key player for Colorado State was Layla Tozin, who dominated in singles, winning both of her games 6-1. Dylan Vokes was the one that clinched the win for the Rams, winning her first singles match 7-5 and calling game off a 7-6 win in match 2. Splitting the doubleheader leaves CSU with a 2-2 record in the spring season. CSU now turns their attention to a busy upcoming week. Friday, they take on Idaho and Laramie, Wyoming. Saturday, they travel an hour south to face off against Denver University. Then they close the week out on Sunday in Fort Collins, taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Over the weekend, videographer Katie Shadler and I decided to take a peek into the future of CSU's most successful sports, women's basketball. Down at Roosevelt High School in Johnstown, one accomplished athlete has earned national recognition. Kyla Lynn Hollier, the 2025 Colorado 5A Player of the Year and a McDonald's All-American nominee, averages 26.4 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 1.6 steals per game for the Rough Riders. Heading into the season, Hollier had offers from multiple Power Conference programs like Brigham Young and Utah, but decided to join CSU for college instead.
CSU's been recruiting me since I was in 8th grade, and I've built a really long relationship with them, and whenever I go there, they always are so welcoming, and I feel like they really want me there, and I feel like I'll be a really good asset to them. I'm excited to play some defense for him and get some rebounds and stuff, and then let offense just come.
Hollier and the Rough Riders are playing the Northridge Grizzlies as we speak and will face the Greeley Central Wildcats on Thursday, February 5th in Greeley. After the break, Brooklynn Martinez will be giving us an update on the Rams' acquisitions and losses in the transfer portal.
I'll be right back. Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
How's it going, Rams? It's your sports director, Brooklynn Martinez, and today we're diving into one of the hottest topics in college football right now, the transfer portal. We'll start with some key departures from the Colorado State football program. Once the portal opened, CSU lost 3 of its running backs, a major shakeup in the backfield. First up, we have Justin Marshall. Marshall had 49 carries and 260 yards this season, ending with 1 touchdown for his final season as a Ram. Marshall is now headed to Liberty University in Virginia. Next, we have running back Jalen Dupree. Dupree had a phenomenal first season as a Ram with 102 carries, rushing 508 yards and 2 touchdowns on his freshman season. He is now taking his talent to the University of Kansas. And rounding it out, the 5'8 freshman, Javion Kennard. Kennard rushed for 56 yards and 12 carries for the Green and Gold. Javion is now headed to San Diego State to fire up the backfield for the Aztecs. 3 backs, 3 destinations, 1 big offseason storyline for the Rams. And the movement doesn't stop there. I can't help but talk about tight end Rocky Beers. Beers had 388 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns on the 2025 season. Beers is headed to the University of Oklahoma, adding another weapon to the Sooners' offense. But now, it's time to address the elephant in the room. Quarterback Braden Fowler-Nicolosi, a 28-game starter for CSU who led the Rams in some pretty big games. Braden was benched during the UTSA game back in September and ultimately left the program in the middle of the season, right after Jay Norvell was released as head coach. Ram fans have been waiting to see where the 6'2", 215-pound quarterback will be headed next. And to lots of people's surprise, Fowler-Nicolosi is headed to the University of Michigan. Come fall, we will see if Braden is at that QB1 spot for the Wolverines and how his season will unravel for the Big Ten school. In college football, the transfer portal is the nature of the game. When one Ram leaves, another one steps up. And while the portal took its share from Colorado State, the Rams are also reloading with new talent coming into Fort Collins. Starting off strong, one of the most intriguing new pickups for the Rams, quarterback Haas Henne, also from Aledo, Texas, the same high school where Braden Fowler-Nicolosi made his name. Fun fact, Haas took over the starting quarterback spot at Aledo High School right after Braden graduated, carrying on the legacy and showing he's more than ready to step into the spotlight at Colorado State. With experience, talent, and that Texas DNA, Haas Henne could be the next big signal caller for the Rams as they look to rebuild and make noise in the Pac-12. Next, we have standout running back Darrell Robinson. Transferring in from Auburn, a Power 5 back with SEC experience, Robinson brings speed, physicality, and a proven ability to find the end zone. The Rams' offense doesn't stop with the backfield. On the outside, Colorado State is adding speed and precision with route runner Reginald Vick Jr. Vick is known for his explosive speed and ability to create separation, making him an immediate threat in the passing game. And to round out the Rams' offense additions, Colorado State is also getting a game-changing tight end in Pierce Spurlin III from the University of Georgia. Spurlin comes from a top SEC program, bringing size, strength, and elite pass-catching ability to the green and gold. As the Rams look ahead, you can't talk about the transfer portal without giving credit to head coach Jim Mora. He's done an outstanding job navigating the portal, building the program, and turning challenges into opportunities for Colorado State. With the new season on the horizon, the Rams are hopeful and excited for what's to come as they prepare to make their debut in the Pac-12. This is a new chapter, a big stage, and an opportunity to show the conference what Colorado State football is made of. Sit tight, Rams, because after the break, Gideon and Lucas will be back on desk for everyone's favorite segment, Pick Ems.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back from the break, Rams, and you already know what time it is. Let's jump right on in, keeping it here in Fort Collins with Pick Ems. First up, we have San Jose State coming to CSU against the Rams. Lucas, who do you think is going to win this matchup?
It would be wrong of me to not pick CSU. I mean, CSU, they have been in a slump, lost their 3 last games. It's been a rough story from outside the arc. San Jose State might be worse. I hate to say it. They're 1-10, second to last in the Mountain West. Quite frankly, I don't mean to be mean. I just don't think they're a very good team. CSU is more than capable of beating this team, especially at home. I think they should be fine.
Yeah, for me, I got to go with CSU in this case as well. San Jose State all season long has lacked a true point guard. They're averaging 6 less assists per game than their opponents over the course of the season. 6 total wins over the course of this year, not just conference. You said it, 1 win in conference. The Mountain West has some teams that you can beat up on, and San Jose is one of those. So if the Rams want to adjust that momentum and move back into the right way of thinking, this San Jose State game is a great tune-up match.
100%. All right, and now moving ahead, we got the Nuggets and Knicks facing off tomorrow night. Let me hear it.
Okay, here's my analysis. I'm going to go with the Nuggets on this. We have seen what Jokic was able to do in that game back against Oklahoma City. Mm-hmm. We saw what he was able to do against the Clippers in just 25 minutes of play. Cat, as good of a player as he is, Cat is not a defensive big. He's an offensive-centered big, and that's Kentucky Fried every day.
That's Kentucky Fried. All right. I don't hate that take. I went with the Knicks. I know Jokic is back, but I think he's just going to be a little slow out the gate. I mean, it was a serious injury. He was out for what, like a month and a half, so it's nothing to play around with. Jalen Brunson is also that guy. He is going to dominate. Looking forward to that.
Okay, now when we're looking at it, we have one last game, the big game this weekend happening out west between Seattle and New England. Lucas, what do you have?
I'm going with the Patriots here. My theory is that Sam Darnold is going to Sam Darnold, and the Patriots are going to come away with this game.
Well, my theory is that Sam Darnold is also going to Sam Darnold, only quarterback with 13 wins with 2 different teams over 2 seasons. Honestly, he's a vet who's seen it all. It's possible.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight, Rams. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next Tuesday.